Hi, guys. I'm Katie with OceanCity.com, and today we are thrilled to have Major Kristin Wolf with us, who is one of the talented pilots that will be seen this weekend in Ocean City's air show, Saturday and Sunday, June 10th and 11th. Major Kristin Wolf, thank you for joining us today.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So let's get to it. I want to know, and everybody wants to know, what kind of planes do you plan on flying this weekend?
So we fly the F35A model, so the latest and greatest fifth generation stealth fighter, the Air Force variant.
Is that something that you fly often? Is it just like a special occasion where you get to fly this?
Yeah, it's my full-time job. So I've been flying the F-35 for about 6 years now, and then doing the actual air show gig for about 4 years. So we travel around the country, sometimes the world, with this airplane to kind of show it off in air shows and get people excited about it.
Very cool. So is this something that you've always wanted to do? Like growing up, you're like, I have to be a pilot.
Not really. My dad was actually a fighter pilot in the Air Force as well. So I was born on an Air Force base. He was still in the Air Force when I actually joined. So you can kind of say it's in my blood, but I really didn't think about joining until college age, actually.
Very cool. So before that, what did you want to be?
I had a lot of things. Doctor was up on the list, veterinarian. I actually studied chemical engineering in college.
Everybody wants to be a vet. Everybody wants to be a veterinarian at one point, I feel.
Yep.
So how do you go to school to be a pilot in the Air Force? What is what is the training? Like how many years do you have to do this for?
Yeah, there's a couple ways, but you need to have a bachelor's degree to get selected to pilot training. I did ROTC while I was in college. You can also go to the Air Force Academy, or you can get your bachelor's and then join later. But the cool part about the Air Force is it's a year of pilot training in general, but you could have zero experience all the way up to, be an airline pilot and join and go through the exact same training pipeline,
Wow.
pretty much. So that was me. I was on the 3 hours of experience, but they take you a whole year of pilot training and then fighter jet training after that.
Very cool.
Into your specific airplane.
Very cool. What's the best part about being a pilot?
There's a lot of cool parts. I like the camaraderie of the squadrons. Getting to travel around is one of the most awesome things, especially in this job that I'm in now with air shows. Getting to go to places you never probably would have gone to, or places you've always dreamed about going, but maybe didn't want to pay to take yourself on a vacation. So that's probably some of the cool parts about it. And then obviously getting to fly a fighter airplane is something that not a lot of people get to do.
So is being in the air shows, is that that's part of your job, or is that like an added bonus that you guys get to do?
Yeah, it's kind of like a special duty assignment for me, as well as the maintainers and public affairs individuals on the team. So in general, we'll be on the team. You apply, you get selected, interviewed, and you're on the team for 2 to 3 years. We pick people straight out of basically the combat squadrons that we have. And then once we're done with this assignment, we go back into, just regular Air Force lives.
So what does a resume look like when you're applying for something like this? Do you have to have a video of you doing all these really cool stunts, or does somebody fly with you? How does that work?
No, not at all. So there's not really any special requirements other than, a couple of years experience in that airplane for the team you're applying to. In our case, the F-35. Our team is based out of Hill Air Force Base, so Salt Lake City, Utah. So that's where you have to be stationed to be able to apply, already live here at that base. And then really, just reputation, good records, training records, all that kind of stuff. And then interviews with the leadership on down to be selected. So you obviously got to have a personality that enjoys, traveling, but also talking to people, being on the road. Because honestly, our main goal isn't just to, show off the airplane at air shows. It's actually to recruit for the Air Force.
Right. So other than these really cool air shows that you get to do, what other jobs or how else are these planes used?
Yeah, honestly, so these are, combat ready airplanes. You could put bombs and missiles on them tomorrow instead of going to Ocean City, and they could go to war. So it's a stealth airplane, which means it can, get in closer to either bad guy radars, either air to ground or air to air radars, drop the bombs, shoot missiles before anybody sees us or notices us or can target us, and then turn around and protect, the bigger things behind us that can go in later. So that's kind of the combat mission of this airplane. And we try to show off a little bit of that in the air show realm, that we, a little bit of what we can without actually dropping bombs and shooting missiles.
Right. Really cool. So I want to know about being a woman in a male dominated kind of job. I feel like we don't see very many women being pilots now, but I'm sure it's on the rise. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we hope so. Obviously, there's not a lot of females either in the civilian or the military realm of aviation. Something we're trying to change, but because people still to this day don't even know that females can be pilots, much less even fighter pilots. Even though in the Air Force we've had female fighter pilots for 30 years now.
Wow.
So it's kind of crazy to think about. But in the fighter realm, about 3 to 4% of pilots are female. That's a little bit higher in the general aviation world. But honestly, in the military, we do a very good job of being a skill-based or merit-based community. So both the airplane doesn't know the difference of who's flying it, as well as the squadron don't really care, because at the end of the day, if you're going to war next to somebody, as long as they can do their job and keep you safe, then that's all people really care about, which is really neat.
Right. When you guys, I know you guys are prepping to come to Ocean City. So where are you guys coming from? And when you guys land in Ocean City, like to go to the air show, where are you coming out of? Like, where are you guys launching the planes from?
Yeah. So the maintenance team and the support team, I have 8 people left Salt Lake today on a commercial airplane. So they fly into, I can't remember where they're at, but they fly out there close to Ocean City. And then myself and my other pilot will fly 2 airplanes out tomorrow morning. And so we'll rejoin with the tanker. We'll air refuel airborne to get all the way down to the East Coast. And then we're landing at Wallops Airfield, which is a little bit of a drive, but we have to have a 8,000 foot runway in general to land at. So Ocean City and Salisbury are a little bit busier and don't meet the requirements sometimes. So that's where we're putting the jets for that weekend. And then we'll be launching out of there every day to fly down to the beach and back.
Everybody is so excited to see you guys this weekend. One more question. So if you've been to Ocean City before, the Route 50 bridge has a very big sign that says 3,100 some miles from Ocean City to California, from the East Coast to the West Coast. Okay. How fast can you get from East Coast to West Coast in one of your planes?
Ooh, I'd say if we were going from coast to coast, it would probably take us 4 hours, 15 minutes maybe. So tomorrow's flight, we have to slow down a little bit to refuel with the tanker and then speed it up again. But in general, we go about commercial airliner speeds, a little bit faster. But we can just go direct, and we go about the same altitudes as well. So I think tomorrow's flight will probably be about 3.5 hours from Salt Lake to Ocean City.
Which is about the drive from Baltimore. A lot of people from Baltimore to Ocean City take a 3-hour drive, just not in an airplane.
Whew, yeah.
So I think that's all for us today. Kristin, thank you very much for joining us.
Of course. I hope you guys get out and enjoy the beach and the show this weekend.
We will make sure to wave to you. I doubt that you'll be able to see us because you'll be zooming right past us. But I'm Katie with OceanCity.com, and make sure you check out the air show June 10th and 11th this weekend at Ocean City's beaches and boardwalk. I will see you at the beach.
Absolutely.